welcome to your March 2023 reading. February was kind of rough. If you would like to hear the whole story, I'm in a new space. And if you would like to hear the whole story of that, you can go check out the Virgo full moon reading. We had to relocate, had to do an emergency relocation because we were not in a safe space. So if you would like to help with that, I do have readings open, 20% off using the code SPRING23 through March, that for any astrology or tarot readings. Henry is going to be putting up a website with a really dope Love is Freedom hoodie and some stickers and some other like Love Soul and Love and Science goodie things. So like any help would be appreciated. We're kind of in this situation where we're in limbo right now. And being a Cancer patient, I really can't be in limbo when it comes to my housing. So like my chemo meds are delivered to my house by FedEx. I have to sign for them. Luckily, they're going to send them here. But like I couldn't be in a hotel. I mean, I guess I could technically and figure that out. But I mean, it just like the stress of it. Like those are just things that I don't need to be thinking about. Like I need to be able to think about the days that I don't feel good. Do I have a safe space to lay my head? So any help is possible, even retweeting, sharing. Like I don't want people to give us funds if they don't have funds, you know, like that is not, that's not what I'm asking for. And also we know of several friends that have been displaced or will be needing to move in the next couple of months. And we're hoping that we can also raise money for them. We have legal fees because of the situation. Like it was just a mess. So if you want the whole story, it's kind of an emotional Virgo full moon reading, but go try it. Go check it out. Very interesting. So we are going to talk about astrology. With the astrology, I am reading off of the rising sign. So I'll be reading off of Cancer rising. This can resonate also if you're a Cancer sun. The tarot reading, 100% sun, moon, and rising. So here we go. Saturn in Pisces. Saturn will ingress Pisces on the 7th of March, which is just in 3 days, actually. This is going to be happening in your 9th house for 3 years. You're reaching a life peak with your ambitions and your efforts where they can begin to bear fruits. I'll be reading my notes because I have chemo brains some days, so I have to write everything down. That peak happens when Saturn ingresses Aries, your 10th house. Now is the time to concentrate on understanding yourself more, any higher conscious learning or psychotherapy to learn more about yourself and what you're meant to do in your life. This is going to be a great time for that. The understanding you will get with Saturn in the 9th house will be an enormous benefit to you when you encounter the 10th house Saturn transit, which will happen in 2026 when Saturn ingresses Aries. The Virgo full moon will be ushering in Saturn in Pisces. This will be happening in your 3rd house, just opposite, or your 3rd house, just opposite your 9th house. So really let this full moon show you the next parts of your life to find closure in. Journaling, poetry, singing, or anything you can do to shift your energy into a new space could be in a very literal way, shifting your energy into a new space, like a new literal space, is best for you. Mid-month, we will have Jupiter and Chiron conjunct in your 10th house. There are ways you've been healing that pesky authority wound deep inside of you. And now you are getting the expansive opportunity to step out on your own and fully show up for yourself. You may even find yourself in the spotlight. The 20th and the 21st. So we have the 20th where the sun will be moving into Aries. And then the 21st will be the new moon in Aries. Welcome to the astrological new year. Happy New Year. This is happening in your 10th house again. And this is really bringing you some fresh new beginnings when it comes to your career and your public life and your public space. Like you are redefining the way that you put yourself out there. And I think in very, very literal ways, like limiting access to yourself in a lot of ways. I've seen a lot of Cancer risings doing this in the last couple of years, but I feel like it's going to happen even more as Saturn is in your 9th house. It's like you're going to kind of become a hermit, if you will, in some way. You're going to be really, like just like with Gemini, I feel like you're going to be kind of a sponge for things, Let's see. Pluto will ingress Aquarius, and that's going to be briefly in your 8th house. Pluto likes to be in the 8th house. Pluto kind of enjoys being in the 8th house. He works at his best when he's there. So really showing what major transformations could be a theme for you in the next couple of decades. Pluto's only going to be dipping his toe into Aquarius. He'll be there until June. He'll go back into Capricorn. And then he will get into his Aquarius stint for the next 19, 20 years, basically, in Aquarius starting next year, early next year. You won't find out a lot during this time. Just get prepared for the big growth cycles, including death, birth, and regeneration. Studying and learning the occult, or like any kind of higher consciousness ideals, any kind of psychotherapy, that might be a really big thing for you right now. It may catalyze any kind of transformations, like any kind of psychotherapy work that you do, any kind of higher consciousness stuff that you learn could catalyze your spiritual growth in such big ways through this transit. Also, any ways that you felt trapped and under other people's possessions or values could be dramatically removed from your life. You don't have to, meaning, I feel like the Pluto in the 8th house transit is going to teach you who you can trust and who you can't trust in a lot of ways. It's going to do a lot more than just that, but in a lot of ways. 25th of March, we have Mars in Cancer in your 1st house until May 20th. Mars has been in your 12th house since August 2022, and your life has been very sharp and angry. We are hoping your cool waters can ease the tensions. Mars in your 1st house can have you wanting to argue at times. Your ego can be in charge easily if you dare it to be. Start a new workout routine to kind of get that physical energy going. We're going into an astrological new year that's going to be really good for you. Let's see. Show up for yourself, get some projects going, and do what you've been waiting to start. Like, don't wait until the energy shifts for you to start what you want to start. This is going to be a great time for like a jumping off point for you, Cancer. Okay. We're going to get your surrender card before I start. Wow, guys. Okay. So the power of surrender cards. Oh, I like this one. Okay. And this is really good since Mars is going to be in your 1st house, to be honest, because we don't want to compare ourselves with other people. Surrender comparisons with other people. Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. I love that picture. Oh, no. Oh, look at that. See? Ooh, great picture. That headdress. Man. Okay, we're going to keep that card out. Deep breaths, deep breaths, deep breaths. This is not going to be a quiet month, I'm afraid. I feel like it's just not going to be a very quiet month. There are going to be a lot of, oh, I said that, and the Tower came out. Wow. Okay. Whoa. The rest of your reading just fell out. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Here we go. The sun is at the bottom of the deck right now. I just wanted to show you that. I feel like I needed to because it's like the light at the end of the tunnel is coming. That's what I want to say to you. On the top, we have the Tower, we have the Seven of Pentacles, and we have the Magician. I feel like with the seeds that you've been planting and the things that you've been manifesting, you created this Tower moment. I feel like the earth is literally shifting underneath your feet. Not literally. We're not going to have earthquakes. We might have earthquakes. I don't know. I don't know. I say things sometimes and they end up happening. So there might not be earthquakes, but you are upending, you're uprooting. You are uprooting the things, the foundations that you have in your life, and you're doing that for very, very good reasons. And I do feel like, you know, the things that the seeds you've been planting, the Seven of Pentacles is about planting those seeds and being patient for them to come into fruition, to blossom, to grow into fruition. And the Magician is just manifesting. You could be dealing with a Virgo energy, a Gemini energy, or a Sagittarius. You could also be dealing with a Leo or a Capricorn. But you are definitely showing up very, very loudly in this reading as the Queen of Cups as well. So really upending your life with the things that you are planting. And I feel like, so we have the bottom, we have the Strength card, we have the Page of Swords, we have the Devil, and we have the Queen of Cups here. I feel like you are building up your courage to say something to either an authority figure. I feel like you're building up courage to like quit a job, or you're changing something Saturnian about your life in some way. And when I talk about Saturnian stuff, I mean like stability. And I mean like the boundaries that we have and the restrictions that we place on our lives, and the limitations that we have in our lives, so that we can learn what we truly want in life. So we can learn what it is that we truly like, our purpose and the direction that we're going in. So there's this conversation about some very Saturnian topics, it feels like. And I feel like you kind of have gained the courage to have this conversation with someone. But very much in a lot of ways, watch how you are speaking to people. Because that Page of Swords can be very childish sometimes with how he presents things, how he puts things out there. Let's clarify. The Tower. Had to happen. Had to happen, you guys. Had to happen. That's too many cards. I'm not clarifying one card with 3 cards. So let's talk about the Tower and the Seven of Pentacles, since we've got the clarifiers for those. Judgment. Judgment on the Tower. It had to happen. Judgment is the really loud signal that it's time. You're not alone in it, though. That's the awesome thing about Judgment, is this is literally the universe saying it's time, but you're not alone. You gotta like wake up. You gotta figure this out, but you are not alone doing it. We got the King of Cups on the Seven of Pentacles. I know that the planting of seeds has been a really emotional process. For some of you, you're planting seeds to be able to meet someone who is even like-minded, and this, or like who is very much your kind of person, right? Water and water, the same suit. And that could have upended a relationship. You could have upended a foundation with work, and it might have been something where you were very emotionally attached to the work situation and you still had to upend it. Either way, whatever foundation that you had to uproot, you're literally the magician of this. And it's like pushing you forward towards your hopes and your dreams and your wishes and everything that's going on. I love this. The Chariot on the Magician. What did I literally say? Like, the Chariot is your card, Cancer. And the Chariot is about moving forward on your journey, being able to move forward on your journey. And you manifested this move. You manifested this change. You even know that you did. Like, your intuition is so strong right now that you can see how you manifested the change. Nine of Cups. The more, and this is that Jupiter Chiron conjunction in the middle of the month, the more you allow yourself to heal and find that courage within and find that resilience within, the easier it is to manifest your hopes and dreams. That Nine of Cups is the wish card. What do you want? Cancer, what is it that you want? There are a lot of things that can be created out of uprooting foundations. You're making space with, this is course correction. This is, the tower had to go down so that the things could be course corrected, right? And then we have the Chariot leading us towards the second part of the journey, or the rest of the journey. Let's look at this Page of Swords. Oh, yes. Be very careful with the arguing and the fighting with people. We don't want to get into a position where we have limited and restricted ourselves even more. You are on this journey that has been really difficult for a while. Oh, nice. And I feel like you're fighting for something. Like, there's justice in this somewhere. It feels very much like you're fighting for something. Don't argue with people who want to argue. So many times people get up in their ego and they want to argue. That Knight of Swords is very Mars and Gemini energy. We've had that for months. We're really trying to cool down that Mars fire, that sharpness of Mars and Gemini. And I know that it's not happening until the end of the month, but we can practice it until we get there, right? Like, just coming back to yourself. Come back to yourself. Stay in the present moment. Don't let people rattle you. The Ten of Cups I called him Saturn. 10 of Cups on the Devil. The more we work with our shadow work, the easier it is to be able to see that 10 of Cups. And that shadow work is really, really dense, and it's really, really difficult, and it's really painful sometimes to get through. But the more we heal, Jupiter Chiron conjunction, the more we heal, the more courageous we become. Okay? And then the Eight of Cups on the Queen of Cups. There's definitely something that you're walking away from this month. And I think that it's something that you've been holding on to for a very long time. The 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords are at the bottom of the deck. And so is the Ace of Cups. Like, this is a self-care time. This is a time for you to be super duper honest with the journey that you've been on up until now. And it's time to start to cut off the dead ends. Like, you can clearly see the people and the parts of your life that you are meant to have in your life and meant to be a part of your life. And those things that we have emotionally connected ourselves to can be very difficult to let go of. But reminding yourself that there's a reason why you have to uproot all of this, and you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for your own sanity, for your own self-care. It's an act of bravery. It's an act of bravery. I love you guys. I hope you have a really wonderful March. I know that it's going to be tough. I hope on the other side of March, things are brighter and better and safer for you. I love you guys. Bye.